Começando. Okay, so we are live now. Hi, everyone. Very good to see all of you here. We already have Otavio Santana with us. And let me see here. Start to see a few names here already. Gerson, Paco, Faisal, Lucas. So hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear us. So this is the initial drill of always, right? So let me know if you're hearing me, if the sound is good, if the video is good. Let me know in the chat. Say hello. Hi, Kathy. So say hello just so we know that you can hear us, that everything's fine. And yeah, sounds good. Perfect. Thanks a lot. So today. So as you know, we have done. Yeah. So I see. Hi, Kathy, Che, Omar, Faisal. Always good. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Everything's good. Gerson. Thanks. Excellent. So. Hi, my Nick. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining us. I know you don't have a lot of time, so thanks a lot. Rafael, Yolande. Hi, Yolande. How are you doing?
Hello, Yolande.
Mauro, Omar, everything perfect. Excellent. So as you know, a bunch of us, me, Otavio, Yolande, Leonardo, Ian, we travel around the U.S. We visit 10 cities in 6 states. We visit 13 user groups. So it was really, really nice trip. And in each one of the cities, we had a presentation. We met with people. We visit their houses. We travel in an RV, like a big house on wheels. It was really fun. But we know that not everyone can be on the cities, or even if you're in the city, you might have to do something that day. You couldn't actually see us there with you. But we are repeating all the content online, live, so you can watch it and you can present this. So those are those presentations this week. That's the JavaTour online, where we're bringing all the speakers to do live with you. So use the opportunity to ask questions, to interact with the speakers, interact among yourself. So Yolande, for example, she was a speaker yesterday. She's here on the chat. So talk with her. Use this opportunity that we are all here together to do things, right? So, and we are here from everywhere, right? So, I'm here in Brazil. Otavio is also in Brazil. Where are you right now? I saw some people mention Brazil, Ecuador. Mauro is in Ecuador. I think, Yolande is probably in California. So type on the chat where you are. There's two important reasons. One, so we know where you're from, and we know that your country is being represented, your city is being represented here, but also you know where the chat is, right? So experiment with the chat, so you can do Pakistan, Chicago, Brazil, Petropolis. Yeah, so Kathy, we were there in Chicago. I'm not. Were you in the live meeting? We're in Chicago, Kathy. Let us know. Alessandro is from Brazil, São Paulo, Georgia. Yes. Hi, Debbie. So we've been to Atlanta. Were you in Atlanta, Debbie? Xavier's from Ecuador. José's from Guatemala. Chase from India. Yo, Kat. Okay, you didn't hear about it. I'm sorry, but we were there briefly. It was just one day we visited 2 user groups in Chicago. Yolanda's California. Paco's from Mexico. Dia from India. Juan from Ecuador. That's great. Wonderful. So, we got to start thinking about a tour around Latin America also. All right.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let me introduce you guys. The guy it's a very, very good friend of mine. I've been doing things with him from a long time. Guillermo from Argentina. Debbie, couldn't make it to Atlanta. That's okay. Yeah, you're here now. That's great. Okay. So, there's this guy here has been a good friend of mine for many, many years. And he's a jug leader. He's a Java champion. He's a committer on several open source projects, like, Cassandra, the NoSQL database, also OpenJDK. So if you're using Java 8, you're already running code that was written by Otavio. So with you, Otavio Santana. Hi, Otavio. How are you doing? All right. Okay. as it happens. Oh, that's Otavio's back.
Can you speak
Right?
again about NoSQL and NoSQL technology and more about open source?
Otavio, I'm not sure if it was just me, but you disappeared for a few seconds, and then when you came back, you're already talking. So repeat, restart again.
Okay, I'm glad to be here with you guys because I can share more about NoSQL technology, Java EE, and also open source because open source matter to everyone here, right? So that's nice to be here. Feel free to do question about. Uh, yeah, I disappear for any
Yeah.
reason.
Well, you're
Yeah,
back now.
and
You're
yeah. Okay, feel free to do some question about what my talk and maybe another jobs like OpenJDK, Java 9, Java 8, maybe. I can show some codes. So that's gonna be nice.
Okay, perfect. So Otavio, I'll just leave you here, and you can share your screen. The floor is
Okay.
yours.
Okay. Okay, let's start. But first, did you guys hear about NoSQL before this presentation? If you guys are Cassandra user, MongoDB user, did you guys even try it? Some NoSQL technology?
Otavio, I'm gonna create a poll here. So we know how many people have seen have heard about NoSQL.
Okay. Thanks, Bruno. That's my contact. So Otavio Santana again. My Twitter is Otavio Java. I share a lot of stuff, mainly about Java EE and JCP community. So, and right now I'm talk a little more about NoSQL technology and how can we integrate with Java EE. So basically, the idea here is share more. How can I make easier to use Java EE and JNoSQL? That's my contacts, my email, otaviojava@apache.org. So before I start to talk about JNoSQL, I need to define what NoSQL is. So basically, NoSQL is a database, so you can retrieve information, you can um, select some information from the database, you can delete information, you can insert some information, you can update some information. Exactly the something like you can do with SQL technology, but however, there is no structure, there is no transaction. And although SQL, we are using base, and base means eventual percent. If you take a look on Twitter, for example, when famous star such as Justin Bieber put a tweet, that takes 5 minutes to share to all the servers because Justin Bieber has more than 1 million of people. But even with this time, um, even this time, the Twitter is not going far down. So basically, you can use Twitter together with some famous star. So basically, the idea is NoSQL is get performers and get performance to make faster and also make the easy integration. But NoSQL there is not standard, so there are 5 different types. The first one is the more simplest one is key value. So we have some vendors, Amazon, Dynamo, Amazon S3. So basically the structure is give it a key, I have a respective value. So something like the DNS, right? When I put google.com.br, the value gonna be the IP. Something like when I have a system that has users. You can retrieve the user from the nickname. Basically, the idea is given a key, I have the respective value. Also, I have the document type. Um, I believe the most famous one is the MongoDB. Basically, the document structure has a structure such as a JSON file or XML file. So we have a collection of the document here, and the collection of document has single parts. So basically, yes, the key is something like the primary key. That's the whole idea. But the difference on the key value is I just can retrieve the information from the key. And I retrieve everything. So imagine I have a user table, and this user table has first name, last name, and age. On the relational technology, you can retrieve from first name, last name, and age. But on key value, basically you just can retrieve from the first name or any other key, and then you retrieve everything. Okay, on the document, we have the collection of document, and the collection of document has single parts. That's a document. The document has a tuple. What means tuple? Tuple is basically a key value, where the key is the name of the information and the value is the information. So here I have the first name as a name, and the information is John. I have last name Smith, age, and on the subdocument and the document we have the subdocument concept. That means we have the document, and inside the document we have more documents. So we have here address, and in the address we have more documents inside. So we have street address, we have city, we have state, we have postal code, you have phone number. Okay, and the third option is column family. I believe the most famous one is Cassandra. A lot of people mention they are using or use it Cassandra. So the whole idea is I can create the column just in time, but there is a mandatory key or mandatory column, that is the row key. So basically, I can create a lot of column just in time. The column has the sum attributes as document. So I have a tuple, and the tuple is I have a name as a key and the information as value. So we have Apollo here, the dirty as a column, and I have dirty as name and sun as information. If you check here, Aphrodite, so just Aphrodite has this information because, again, the column is created just in time. That's a little different from SQL technology, because even we don't have any information on the SQL technology, the column is still there, but as new value. So we have Ares, and we have just Kratos as a guy who killed a lot of gods. Yes, I'm big fan for um, okay, let's check my internet here, Paco, but Bruno, can you check that?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you totally fine. There's no your sound is not cutting. Everything's perfectly fine here on my side.
Okay. And on the graph, we have the most famous one is Neo4j, and the structure is totally different from Another one, NoSQL database. So we have the nodes and then the vertex. Nodes is the ball, blue ball here. So we have Apollo, Ares, and Kratos. And the vertex basically is the relationship from the 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 vertex. So we have the vertex, and you have the relationship. The relationship is also called as edge. So we have Apollo, who is Ares' brother, and we have Ares, who is Apollo brothers. So we have the relationship between these guys, and we have Kratos. Kratos killed Apollo, and Apollo was killed by Kratos. So we have a lot of relationship here, but on an easier way. Imagine right now a simple scenario. Imagine I'd like to create a marketing campaign. So I'd like to do a query to retrieve just the engineer guys who had the salary higher than $3,000, and this engineer has the age between 20 and 25 years old. So my question is, how can I do it on SQL technology? Is that easy to do? And the answer is yes, I can do it. So basically, I just need to run a query. Select star from user where occupation is engineer and the salary between uh, higher than $3,000 and age between 20 and 25 years old. So that's so easy to do, right? So, but imagine right now in my marketing campaign, I'd like to retrieve also the guy who knows this guy. So I'd like to retrieve the engineer and the mother engineer and the friend of this engineer. So how can I do it right now on SQL technology? That's gonna be more difficult, right? So that's the idea on the graph. And imagine right now it's not a single campaign. That's a Valentine Day campaign. So basically, I'd like to retrieve this engineer and also his girlfriend or boyfriend. Yeah, sorry for that. Let's move on. And no, not broken. Just explain about the why should I use graph. And the last one is multimodal. Um, oh, okay. 1 second. I'm gonna answer this question. And I have multimodal. Basically, the multimodal is a NoSQL server who has more than one type. So I have OrientDB who has support to graph and document. That's more than one, so it's a multimodal. We have Couchbase, it's more than one, key value and document, so it's a multimodal. Basically, the whole idea is if the server database has support to more than one type, that's a multimodal. Okay, that's a good question. It's better SQL or NoSQL. The the right answer to you is you need to check your business first because in some case SQL is gonna be better than NoSQL. Imagine right now you need to manage uh, you need to manage your storage, and the best way to manage your storage is using transaction technology, right? And but we have the problem on NoSQL because we don't have transactions on NoSQL technology. So you manage your grocery store, you manage your materials, you manage your items on your marketplace. Um, the SQL technology is gonna be better. But imagine right now I'd like to create a recommendation system. So the graph is the best guy to do it because you can put vertex and edge to create a easier relationship. And so I can create a recommendation site or recommendation system. So the answer is SQL is still fit to use. There, a lot of people still using SQL, and that makes sense because NoSQL is not a silver bullet. So sometimes it's best to use it, and sometimes don't. Okay. The next question is Gerson. Because why we have too many types of NoSQL technology? It's because each type is to solve a specific problem, right? Key value is a specific problem, document specific problem, column, and graph. I explain graph. Right now, I'm going to explain more about uh, the other ones. So let's start with SQL and analyze the structure. So in SQL technology or relationship technology, we have table, row, column, and relationship. And the key value, we have simplest way. So we have bucket and key value per. And when I use key value, when basically I need speed, and also I can use a simplest way to model my objects or my data. So if I can just retry from the key, probably the best guide to use is a key value. Something like manage the users, manage the session, because normally the session is the session is normally run by the ID, so you can use the nickname. On the document, you have the collection of document. We have documents that has key value pair. So basically, you have a tuple there. So the key is the name and the value is the information. The document is a good guide if you'd like to read more, like such as a report. So you can use a document, so such as a MongoDB. And one cool thing about the document is normally you can retry for n fields. So you can retry for first name, last name. You can aggregate the value. So basically, if I'd like to create a report or read more than write, you can use the document. However, sometimes you need to write a lot, so you may use a column. So a column family and has a structure like a column family, a column that has a key value pair. There's a tuple, key is the name, and value is the information. If you check here, they are close. This guy has some similar structure. So the document has a key value, the column has a key value, and this guy here is normally used to when you need to write more than read information. If you take, for example, Cassandra is really nice to write. So, however, when you like to read for any field that's not the ID, you need to create index. And when you need to create index, the server becomes lower. And on Cassandra, you need to try to just use the ID. And you don't have relationship. So basically, calling normally is weak to read, but nice to write information. And the last one is graph. So graph has a totally different structure. It is so nice when you'd like to do recommendation site, recommendation system, or maybe something like let's see, how can I explain that? Basically, would like to inform something like the marketing campaign. So, oh, I'd like to retrieve this guy and this guy who knows this guy, so you can do it easily. Uh, Jason did one more question about, is it based mutable or immutable? That depend of the implementation. So I have the key value that is mutable, and we also have key value that is immutable. There's something happen with document, column, and graph. So you need to check with the provider, with the server. Okay? Yeah, we have multiple immutable. If you check the diatonic, the diatonic is a document guy, but it's a immutable guy. So basically, we have the document that's immutable, but also have MongoDB, and MongoDB is a document and is immutable or mutable value. So we have both scenarios, but just the provider can say that to you. Guys, is there any more questions about NoSQL concept or concern? Or just I can move forward to explain more about NoSQL? Okay, there's no question yet, so but feel free to do question. So if you take a look between the different on the Java application with relational application and NoSQL application, normally we split the application from tiers, and we have the logic tier. So when you like um, to connect this guy from the data tier, we have some layers. Normally, we have the DAO, so we have the data access object. So uh, when you talk about the relational application, we have standards. So we have JPA, JDBC. Um, JPA is a mapping guy. So basically, you have your model, so you can put a lot of notation. And the JDBC is a communication guy. So basically, this layer gonna be a low level communication between the application and the data tier. And if you take a look on NoSQL application, there's no standards. So we have different APIs for different types. So when you need to change the any kind of NoSQL database, basically you're gonna lose your DAO layer. And what happened when I'd like to change my relational technology? For example, I'd like to change MySQL to PostgreSQL. The answer is okay. I just need to change the driver, right? So because the driver is a standard, so basically I just need to change the implementation. There's something happen when I'd like to change my mapping layer, my JPA layer. So basically, I can change Hibernate to Open JPA because it's a standard is that has a GSR. So basically, I can keep the API and change the implementation without no impacting my code. Okay, about performance, any consideration? Okay, about performance, if you take a look at this table again, most simple means faster. So key value gonna be faster than document, column, and graph. Column that gonna be the second one, more faster, and then document and graph. So graph is the lowest one on NoSQL technology, and And however, you can do more rich model on the graph. So basically, when you have rich model, that's gonna be slower. One advice is when try to use NoSQL, use NoSQL. What I mean, try to don't use techniques from SQL technology. For example, when I try to use Cassandra, try to don't use relationship because Cassandra doesn't have relationship. Don't try to get that using logic layer in your application because you need to do a lot of shots. So when you try to use NoSQL technology, check the model because that's gonna be different. There's something happen when you like to change, for example, my key value to document. The model must be different. If you try to change for any kind of NoSQL technology or maybe return to SQL technology, probably you needed to change your model. If you don't need to change your model, then it might be a problem to you and performance. And another sample about Cassandra is when you put a lot of index, that becomes slower. So try to retrieve every time to the key. There's something happen with the document, and when you cannot retrieve by the key on the graph on the document, try to use index. So try to use index as possible and try to analyze your query. So if you take a look at MongoDB, MongoDB has analyzer query, so you can do analyzer query. There's something happen with graph, so basically you can take a look at that. If you have any specific question about performance, please let me know. Okay, I already explained about that. So there's a difference between SQL and NoSQL application. Basically, on the when I use a standard, gonna be easier to change my SQL server, something such as MySQL and PostgreSQL. Right now, you have some current solution to try to use NoSQL technology in Java. So we have Spring Data. Who knows Spring Data? I believe Spring Data is the most famous one. And we also have the Hibernate OGM and TopLink. So who knows Hibernate or TopLink? The Hibernate OGM and the TopLink is a get an idea. Okay, the developer already knows JPA. Let's try to use JPA to connect to NoSQL technology. That's a nice idea. So basically, imagine right now I'm using MySQL technology, and I'd like to use Cassandra technology. So I can keep exactly the same API using Hibernate OGM or TopLink to connect to Cassandra. So basically, I can keep the same annotation, the same methods to connect to Cassandra. That sounds a nice idea. However, I already mentioned the big there is a big issue on performance when try to use it because Cassandra has specific behavior on that. Okay, on that. So Jason did a question. Do you think that this? Yeah, Jason make me a question about. Okay, do you think if there is some issue about the driver is because we have different types of NoSQL? Perhaps, yeah, because if we have different types of NoSQL, we need to create more APIs, maybe. That's I will cover with JNoSQL technology. Okay, again to the APA. There's a problem when I try to use JPA to NoSQL because JPA was created to SQL technology, so you cannot save asynchronously, you cannot save with callback, you cannot define TTL. So what means TTL? Basically, is a time to leave. You can define the time to your data be removed from the database automatically. So imagine right now you are using key value, a database to manage the session of your application. And normally we on the application, this session has just 30 minutes. So if you are using uh, key value technology, you can define the TTL to 30 minutes. So automatically the data gonna be removed from there. So the user must to do a login again. On the APA, I cannot define the constants level on that. So and and the APA was created to SQL technology. So on the graph technology, we have Neo4j, and Neo4j has Cipher, and Cipher is not SQL technology. It's tried to use, but there's something that's different. And another problem on NoSQL technology is the diversity. So when I try to use JPA, there's no diversity on JPA to NoSQL. So normally when try to use a NoSQL technology, the specific behavior matter. What I mean, when try to use Cassandra, the constants level on Cassandra matter, or the constants level matter. When I try to use Elasticsearch, the search engine really matter to you, right? Because it's important. That's why you maybe choose Elasticsearch instead of MongoDB. When you are using Couchbase, the query from JSON matter. OpenDB has a live query matter, so the specific behavior on NoSQL matter. And that is the biggest challenge when try to talk about standard on NoSQL, because you have basically four types: column, document, key value, and graph, with different goals and with different behaviors, right? So um, each specific behavior really matter when you talk about NoSQL technology. So to try to solve this problem, we created the JNoSQL project. So we have the idea is try to divide and conquer. So we have two layers. The mapping layer gonna do something like the JPA does. So basically, gonna be the easy interface, the higher layer. So you can we also have the model. Once you have your person model, use model, we just put annotation there. And the communication layer gonna be the lowest layer, and it has the ability to communicate with the NoSQL technology. The communication layer gonna be the JDBC to NoSQL technology. So we have the divide and conquer. Why? Because the communication layer matter to the provider. So the data stacks, Couchbase, Elasticsearch can work on the communication layer to make this integration between the the database and the Java application. And the solution guys, what I mean solution guy? The company who makes easier to the Java developer work with NoSQL technology. So the Hibernate guy, the Spring guy can work just in the mapping API. So basically the idea is try to divide. So If I'm a new NoSQL vendor, I just need to care about the communication layer. If I'm a new solution guy, I just need to care the mapping layer. What happened today is both Spring and Hibernate care everything. So even uh, I know about a lot about custom technology, but I have no idea how the annotation can work. So I cannot just work in the communication. I need to work in everything. Of course, we have community to help us, but it's not easier than we have two layers. So the providers can work just in communication, and the solution guy can work in mapping. And these guys integrated is the NoSQL technology. So we have the AKA name. So to mapping, we have Artemis. To communication, we have Diana. And we have the different APIs. So we have 4 APIs: column, document, key, and graph. So each API, each NoSQL type has a different API. NoSQL is a Eclipse Foundation project, so it's a dual license. We have one API to each NoSQL type that's extensible and configurable. What I mean, the specific behavior really matters, so that must to be easier to put the specific behavior beyond the API. Sorry for that. Why Diana? Basically, my project, my name. I'm kidding, but basically I like the mythology. So Diana is good enough hunt, nature, and moon. It's she is a brave warrior and hunter, and is Diana is Rome, and Artemis is Greek. So basically, that's the sun god, goodness. So let's talk about Diana. Diana is a communication layer. We have 4 different APIs: document, key value, column, and graph. And the idea is we have standards. Why standards? Take a look in this sample here. We have ArongoDB, we have MongoDB, we have Couchbase, and also have OrientDB. My first question is, what these database have in common? And the question is, all these guys here are NoSQL technology. But beyond the NoSQL technology, these guys are document technology. In other words, it's NoSQL document technology. However, we have different classes. So we have base document, we have document, JSON object, you have all document, but they try to do exactly the same thing. So they created the base document and try to put the name and the value. There's something here, something here, something here. Did you remember why name and value? That's because the document is composed by a key and value, where the key is the name and the value is the information. So basically, these 4 guys here is trying to do the exactly same thing, the exactly same behavior, but the different APIs. However, you can figure out that. You can forget about that using the Diana API. So basically, I created the document entity and I created the document. So what we have in the document, I have the name and the value. So I added here in my entity, my document entity. We also have some issues about nomenclature. So sometimes the name is inserted or save, delete, maybe remove, update, maybe merge, find, search, select, the interface callback. So basically, this guy here are trying to do exactly something with different names. The same thing happened with the time to live. So we have 4 different types to do the exactly same thing. So long to second, into seconds, long to millisecond, and into millisecond. So 4 different ways to one goal. So if it's just one goal, why not try to standardize to do exact something with the API? That's the idea about the communication layer. We're gonna have 4 different APIs and 4 different TCKs. So basically, I have my database, I have my API, and I try to implementing this guy. After that, I have my test compatibility kit and run. If it's okay, I my database is compatible with Diana. If not, I need to check something like the unit does. The nomenclature is we try to keep this exactly nomenclature that you already have in JPA. We have configuration, we have factor, we have manager, we have entity, you have value. The configuration nomenclature is a class who has the duty to manage the configuration. So there are some NoSQL database that is P2P configuration or maybe master slave configuration. So even we have a lot of configuration, we have the same API. Thanks, Kate. And the idea of the configuration is to create a factor, entity manage factor, and this factor gonna create the entity manager, and the manager gonna manage the entity, and this entity has value. If you take a look in on the JPA names nomenclature, we try a lot to keep the exactly nomenclature to that. Of course, on the SQL technology, we don't have configuration because we just have one single way to configuration. So it's not happen on NoSQL technology. We have different ways to different types, so it can be a lot different. You're gonna have several ways to configure the NoSQL technology. As I mentioned before, the diversity matters. So I'm using Cassandra and HBase technology here. So I have a column entity. I created the column and I put the column here, and I added more columns, and I have the column entity manager who manages the entity, right? So basically I'm gonna save my entity from here, and also I can do a query. So I have my column query that has my column family, and I'm gonna put my condition. My condition is I want to retrieve a column entity who has the ID equals 10. So basically, I'm trying to retrieve n any column family entity who has ID equals 10. And I can do it on multiple implementation. However, the diversity really matters to us. So I'd like to run SQL. SQL means Cassandra Query Language. So I can run select star from my key space, and even that, using specific behavior, I'm returning the API. So I still returning the column entity because even with the specific behavior, that still return column entity because Cassandra is still a column family guy. And also I can save with constants level. I still keep the the entity here. On the NoSQL, JNoSQL product, we have a lot of providers. So we have Cassandra, Couchbase, MongoDB, Oracle, ArongDB, React, Scala, Elasticsearch, Hazelcast, 8base, Neo4j, RNDB, and Redis. So, and also right now we are working with Thinkerpop. Thinkerpop is a Apache framework who has integration with graph technology. So basically, the idea is once we integrated JNoSQL with Thinkerpop, we're gonna support more than 20 graph database, NoSQL database. That's the whole idea. Of course, we have communities. So we have Java, Java Bahia, London Java community. We have the Spring Data guys working with us. So I believe almost everyone knows Oliver. Oliver is the PMO guy from Spring Data, and he gives us support, some feedbacks about what the Spring Data did, and that's not cool, and what the Spring Data did, that's cool to put the API. After that, we have the mapping layer. Basically, is a CDI plus Diana. Basically, the Artemis is integration between the communication with CDI. So it's annotation based. We have event. We have support to beam validation, and that's extensible. So imagine right now I have my movie. So my class movie that had the entity. Again, we try to keep this exact nomenclature that we already have on the JPA. And also we have the method query or dynamic query. Basically, give a person or a movie. You have created this interface here who extends the repository. And in this repository, already have some common methods, something like save, update, query, and also you can do query based on the method name. So basically here, I find by the name. So internally, our team is gonna call Diana to do a query where the name is equal to this parameter here. There's something by delete, find by n, so I can put more parameters. So name and age, name or age. I can define the order by name. In this case here, I can find by name and age order by the name. So as already mentioned, we have events. So imagine like to know when we remove something from Cassandra. So we have events or interceptor to do that. Again, specific behavior matters, so you can change almost everything on Artemis. So everything is configurable and extensible. So in my case here, I'd like to use specific behavior on Cassandra. So I have my common API entity column. However, I have the Unity annotation. UDT to Cassandra is user-defined type, and basically it's a different kind of column on Cassandra. This column has a kind of embedded value. So basically, this address gonna be uh, uh, a JSON value. There's something here happened with when I try to extend from Cassandra repository. Basically, Cassandra repository extend repository. So right now I can do more stuff. Something like put the constants level to save, constants level to delete. I can use the SQL, so I can get the select star from person. There's something thing happen when I like to use parameters. So select from star where name is equal this parameter here. So the specific behavior really matter to JNoSQL. That's why you try to make everything configurable. So we have the site, so jnosql.org. We have the GitHub that has all the code. Please focus. So go to the jnosql.com/jnosql and then put a star in this product. Put fork the product. Give us feedback. And we also have the main list. If you'd like to know more about NoSQL and integration with Java and Java EE, share your knowledge here, please join us. We have a lot of people there, but you can have more, of course. And any feedback really matters. Imagine right now you'd like to test the demo if for any reason it's not working on your machine. Maybe we missed some documentation, right? So please join us on the main list. We also have the Gitter and also the wiki. So you can help us with documentation, fix documentation, open bug about the code, or open bug about the documentation, not clear and part. So please feel free to join us. So before I finish, Bruno, guys, can you see my screen?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay.
So while Otavio is preparing his screen, I just put the link for you guys to follow Otavio on Twitter. So it's on your screen for it has been there for a few minutes. So if you want to follow Otavio gets really good content about NoSQL and open source and OpenJDK and things like that. So if you go ahead and follow Otavio, it's going to be good.
Thank you, Bruno. Can you see my screen right now?
I can, but it's kind of small.
Okay, let's put bigger. And how about now? I put in presentation mode.
It's the same size that was before.
Really?
Yeah, it could be a little bit larger.
Let's try again. That's the bigger than I have.
Yeah, same thing. Okay, all right.
Okay, let's try to show the communication API. Right now, I'm trying to running the Couchbase database. What the idea? Do you remember? I have the configuration guy. So the first thing to do is define my Couchbase document configuration. But before, let's show to you, I'm using Maven technology, and I just put the Couchbase driver as a penis. That is it. So after put the Couchbase as configuration, I start to run my Couchbase as a Docker image. Let's show to you my Couchbase running.
So Otavio, yes, I think you.
Okay, Bruno, please.
You know, no, I'm saying every time you switch from sharing screen to not sharing the screen, you disappear for a few seconds. So don't talk during that moment.
Okay. Basically, I'm showing my Couchbase running. There's nothing there. So what I'm gonna do right now is try to run Couchbase information there. So I put my Couchbase configuration, and you remember I have my Couchbase manager, my Couchbase document collection manager factor, collection, oops, manager factor, and then let's put here I have my factor, and for my configuration I can get my little guy here, and with that I can finally create my manager. So I have my Couchbase document collection manager, and from the factor I can create my guy here. If you check here, I'm using try resource. What it means when the code goes down, I can close automatically. So I don't need to do something like that. The JVM is gonna handle that to me. So I'm gonna put my entity. Let's check heroes because I love heroes. Are you a big fan for heroes, Bruno? Bruno, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I am a big fan of Heroes. Yes.
Okay, which one your favorite?
I like Spider-Man the best.
Okay,
I always like him the best.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. The Spider-Man has a real name, right? So it's a Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And let's put an ID. By convention, you put underline ID to define an ID. Spider underline man. So once you have my document entity, I can insert this guy here. So I can insert the Spider-Man. And that is it. So let's run this code. I'm running right now. Okay, let me check on the browser. Spider-Man.
Okay, we can see the browser now, Otavio.
Okay, thanks. And done. We have the Spider-Man here. Of course, you can do query about this guy here, but remember, this guy here is, we can do query like that. So I have my entity. I can find by Spider-Man. So give my manager. I can select by my query. And then I return my Spider-Man, such a hero, right? So that's the communication API. But let's show a little bit more about the mapping API. I'm gonna share to you. Time gonna be my hero. I have my entity, my ID, my column. I have my hero resource. That's a JSON. So basically, I have my hero service. I have my hero repository. I have my ID, so I can find by ID. I can find the seniors. That means find by age greater than the defined age. The youngest guys, I can save. I can update and I can delete. If I checked my hero repository, ouch, there is no implementation for that. And there is no implementation for that. So basically, the Artemis gonna care about that to you. So let's run this application right now. Basically, I'm running using Maven technology. So basically, I put my Artemis and then my driver. I want to do a different configuration, of course. Yeah, the code is almost out-generated. So, and can I change this stuff? I have account-based properties. So you can define more than one host. You can define something like, okay, I have host 2, host 3, host 4. You can define the user, the password. Yeah, something like the Spring Data does. You can remember the Spring Data guys is give us feedback, a lot of feedbacks about the API, because that's gonna be a GSR. And to these guys really matter if that become closer of that they already did. So let's try to run this guy here. Install, and then running. Give him some running. Let's show my screen again. Okay. Is to become.
So Otavio, remember that
the entire idea.
Yeah. Repeat again. Remember that when you change screens, you disappear for a few seconds. So you have to repeat what you just said.
Okay. The idea of NoSQL is to become a GSR. The idea of NoSQL is to become a Java E GSR to Java E9. So the idea is working for almost 2 years on this project. So that's the entire idea. Okay, I believe you guys are seeing my screen.
Yeah, you can see
And
now.
you can do some queries, something like the seniors older than 22 years. So I have Chala, Natasha Romanov, Steve Roger, and we have Clint Barton, who has no powers. Sorry for that. And Tony Stark, who has money as power. So he's rich. You can find by ID too. So I have my real name, Tony Stark. I find by Iron Man, and I can find youngest guys. So basically, if you take a look, uh, that I don't need to care about the pre-implementation. That's gonna be the work from the that's gonna be the work from the communication layer, the Artemis. To you as a user, you normally don't need to care. Um, yeah, Mark. The idea is to create the common API to neutral NoSQL application. However, I cannot create a NoSQL technology to all type. That's why you divide for 4 different types. So we have API to document, column, key value, and graph. It basic. That's the idea. Is there any question about NoSQL or NoSQL technology? Sure. If there's no more question, I can go to talk a little bit about Java 9.
Good.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, I also don't see. I think you answered all the question of NoSQL. So again, anyone that wants, just follow Otavio on Twitter, and he'll but Otavio, you are a committer of OpenJDK, and this week we just had the vote for the the module the module system for Java, and so it looks like Java 9 is on track. And what can you tell us about Java 9 and the most
Yes,
important
Bruno.
features that people should be looking for? Do you have some code samples that we should take a look?
Bruno, you disappear for a couple seconds. Can you repeat, please?
Yes, I'm saying that. Yeah, that's what happens when you change screens. We all see you.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that Java 9 is back on track. The vote for the module system just passed this week on the JCP. So what do you think it's important parts of Java 9 that we should take a look at? What do you think that are the most important things? If you want to show some code, whatever.
Okay. But before that, let me answer about the NoSQL project. Let's show my screen again.
All right, we can see
Okay.
it now.
Okay. I'm here on the Maven Central. If I search by NoSQL, I can have the code here. So basically, yes, you can you can use NoSQL on from the Maven Central. And about the code, don't worry about that, because if you go to the GitHub, let's show to you NoSQL. And there we have Diana demos, and also we have the Artemis demo. So basically, you can go here and you can take a look at all the demos. Yes, you can use a lot of demos uh, with Cassandra and also with Diana and also with Artemis.
Good.
Okay, and yes, on the Java 9, we have the Jigsaw project. Actually, I believe Bruno can talk more about the process on the JCP, but there's one more step to finish the Java 9. That's the final release. So that's almost the last one, but we have one more. But however, if you take a look at the codes, the models is already the master for a couple of months. So I don't believe he can remove that easily from the the code. That's why they decided to delay a little bit the the delivery from Java 9. So before was July, and right now it's September because uh, the the models is really important to us, the Java developers, and also because in this code it's gonna be so difficult to you just remove the code. Okay, Bruno, would you like to add something about this all?
No, that's fine. It's just saying that's the vote passed this week, and Java 9 was delayed for a little bit for us to get uh, the whole module system into Java 9. So I think it's all fine.
Okay. Okay, let's talk more about Java 9. The first thing that I'd like to show is Java 9 is not
Very,
just the.
very,
Okay,
very
I got
small,
it.
Otavio. Yeah, thank you. Great, perfect. Yes.
Thank you, brother. Java 9 is not just about model system. We have the process API update, so we have HTTP2 clients. We have right now the default garbage collector. It's gonna be the G1. We remove some duplicate combination of garbage collectors. We have we have HTML5 to JavaDoc. We have JavaDoc search. So if I'd like to use the JavaDoc, they're gonna be easier to you can search and you can right now get a nice way to find something from the JavaDoc. Okay, Marian, don't worry about that. Yes, you can use NoSQL with Elasticsearch. If you take a look here on NoSQL, remember right now that is on the Eclipse Foundation project. So I need to go to Eclipse repository and then find by NoSQL and go to NoSQL driver. The NoSQL driver is the implementation that's Diana has support. So we have AronDB, Cassandra, Couchbase, Elasticsearch, Hazelcast, 8base, MongoDB, OrangeDB, and a lot of guys here. Okay. And return to Java 9. we have the annotation pipeline. So is a kind of a new update to annotation processor. We have J shell. So the idea is, okay, I'd like to test something new in Java. Basically, you can do it easier way. Something like the Python has on the Java 9 you're gonna have. You're gonna have the duplication string. What means? Imagine right now. Let's show another screen. Bruno, I believe that's gonna be a nightmare to you, right? Because I share a lot of screens.
That's not a problem, Otavio. As long as you give us some second before you start talking again, that's okay. Just keep going.
Okay, sorry for that. So, okay, let's talk about the duplication string on the Java. What happened? I have string banana equals banana, right? So, but what happened on the Java 6 if I put something like that? Basically, I'm gonna have two reference to exactly the same value, right? Because banana is equals to banana. So I'm gonna have duplicate reference, duplicate value to exactly some information. The idea of the duplication string is on the Java 9, we're gonna have a background process to check if the value is exactly something. So the idea is, okay, on the value 2, the variable 2 here is exactly some value. So let the duplicated that. The idea is on runtime. Uh, the idea is I have a runtime to check that and make just one class. Okay, turn off the screen again.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Bruno.
Yeah, there is a very very good question from Manik here. That's if you could talk about the difference between OpenJDK and Oracle JDK.
Okay, thanks. Um, the first difference is about OpenJDK is open source and Oracle Hotspot is not. But also you have um, on the OpenJDK is we have the reference implementation. What means if that thing run on the OpenJDK is not running in OpenJDK, that means that's wrong because the OpenJDK is the reference. And about the codes, there's a tiny difference because the API is the same, the collection is the same. The only difference is on the OpenJDK, we don't have JavaFX, for example, because JavaFX is closed code from Oracle, and we have that on the OpenJDK or on the Oracle implementation. Or on the Oracle implementation, we also have flight control console, flight record. Basically, it's is a one way to figure out logs, to figure out a lot of stuff. You have this guy on the Oracle, but however, you don't have this guy on the OpenJDK because that's a closed solution from Oracle. Okay, if I'm
Yeah,
just
so basically,
running.
Yes.
Okay, please
So,
go
so,
ahead.
so basically, OpenJDK is where the Oracle JDK is also developed, right? So both of them have the same code base, but Oracle JDK has a few things that are proprietary from Oracle that OpenJDK doesn't have, right? That's basically the difference. But
Yeah,
the whole development happens on OpenJDK.
yeah, and the mission control does exact something that the Visual VM does. The difference is because the Visual VM is open source and has less features than the Java mission control. Yeah, if you're not using JavaFX and if you're not using either Java mission control and JavaFX, technically you are running the OpenJDK code. You don't need to use hotspot anyway because the code is gonna be the same. So we have a few stuff here. And by the way, on the OpenJDK side, we have the OpenFX. The OpenFX is an open source solution to JavaFX. The JavaFX is a Oracle proprietary and a closed source, but we have the OpenFX that has a similar feature, the similar API. So you have a bunch of features. Update to EmacScript in Azure EmacScript 6. We have uh, performance, more testing. Uh, one cool stuff is on the XML gonna be faster and more economics, and the JVM gonna be faster. If you take a look on JaxP right now, gonna use the newest version. And what the impact about that? Because in the old version of JaxP, they are using string buffer instead of string builder. If you check the forum, you're gonna see the string builder is faster and more economics than string buffer. And so we have a bunch of features and performance, modularization, and one cool stuff to show to you is the code, right? Because the code is the Mercurial. I believe is a little different from GitHub, but the commit is similar. So the entire code here we have JDK 10, JDK 9, JDK update 8. So yes, there are a lot of work in in Java 9, but also in Java 10. We have the Valhalla product here. Okay, let's do it. Zoom out. The idea behind the Valhalla is update the generics way. And we have Shenodua. The idea is to make faster, to make easier, and configuration the garbage collector. Okay, imagine we are running a JVM with 14 gigabytes. The Shenodua gonna take that for you. Another cool stuff is a discussion right now is about the law current plus 3 less 3. What I mean, uh, once released the Java 9 just gonna handle the current version less 3. So gonna support Java 5. Why is that? Because to improve the generics, we need to probably need to break some compatibilities. If you check the Java history, on the Java 4, we have collection. And in the Java 5, we have generics, and to keep the compatibility, uh, generic does not exist on the runtime, just on compilation time. That's why I mean erasable behavior. Basically, there's not uh, generic information on runtime. So to improve that, uh, the idea is to have this. Let's check if I find it out here, but I'm not sure. The idea is okay to move forward generics. I need to don't give support anymore to Java 4, and there's a lot of discussion about that because to improve generics, when I need to use generics, that's gonna be mandatory. So, and to do that, I'm gonna break some Java 4 codes. And that's not easy to define, mainly because uh, um, no one's sure about the codes. Imagine right now you are running your Java A application. There are a lot of libraries there. We have no idea each version it was compiled, right? Hibernate has a lot of libraries there too, so it's not easy decision to take. Bruno, you'd like to talk more about the compatibility and improvement and move forward, Java forward? You are mute, Bruno.
I'm sorry, I put on mute instead of removing it. So yeah, so I think the whole compatibility thing, it's one of the very very important things for Java, and that's why there's so many discussions around the module system right now, because so many people are afraid about this hurting compatibility somehow. But I think we're in a very good position right now in the whole discussion around the JCP, and it's actually towards improving and keeping the compatibility story. So today I was having the discussion with some developers, and people are saying that the whole compatibility story of Java, it's not so important anymore because some other languages already have compatibility to have multi-platform. But really, one of the biggest reasons why we all use Java is because of Java's. Let me kind of put this here. So one of the biggest reasons why we use Java today, why the Java ecosystem is so strong, is exactly because we have not only the backwards compatibility story, but also the multi-platform story. It's very well maintained all through all those years. So I expected it to continue very very strong for Java.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's it. If you take a look on the openjdk.java.net, you can have a lot of information about that. Even about that discussion. If you go to JAP number 247, 247, you can get more details about this discussion. Okay, the key feature on Java 9 to me, uh, that's gonna be sound crazy, but honestly, I'm working more to create APIs. I really enjoy the improvement on the Java doc. So the HTML5 resource and also the search and the Java doc. However, I know to the Java developers guys, there's no sexy feature such we had on the Java 8. So, but to keep performance, you improve you we improve the screen with more methods. We improve the date data API. So you did a small enhancement on the existing one, but you did not create a new one. Bruno, you are mute.
All right, so there's a big difference between Java 8 and Java 9 is because Java 8 had lambdas and strings. Everyone was expecting that. So that was like the big feature of Java 8 that everyone wanted to use. And you know, all the developers were expecting that. And there's all this big feature that, you know, developers wanted to use it. So they're going to move to Java 8 because they want to use this feature. So Java 9 is a little bit different because Java 9 has a huge amount of features, right? Lots and lots of tiny little not tiny, but you know, but little improvements in all kinds of different ways. And the biggest thing that everyone is expecting for Java 9, there's the module system. The module system was going to be much more used by API developers, by framework developers, than you know, by us, by the normal developers. So there's nothing really in Java 9 to say, oh yes, I'm really dying for this feature. But the combination of all the Java 9 features bring a whole lot of different things that's going to be very good. So Java 9 is going to be a important release in this term that's going to set the initial discussions of the module system. I think that's going to be very, very important. But we're going to see this advantages on the long run. It's not going to be something like, oh, I'm going to move for Java 9 because of this one feature. No, that's not going to be like we did for Java 8. So Otavio, I don't see any more questions, and we're a little bit out of time here. It's been, you know, it's been more than an hour and a half already, and so I'm just going to give a couple of more minutes to see if anyone shows up with a new question that we can answer. But you know, thanks a lot for everyone for being here, and just kind of a little notice why people are thinking about their last question. We're doing this live discussions every day during this week, right? So today we only gonna have noon. Tomorrow, Thursday, we're gonna have one presentation at noon where we're gonna talk with Ruslan Sinitsky, the CEO from Jelastic, and another presentation at night. So tomorrow we're gonna have two live presentations, and Friday we're gonna have mobile and web development with Leonardo and Eder. So it's gonna be very, very good. And Saturday we're gonna do career. So this whole week we're gonna have this live discussions for you. So thanks a lot for each for participating. Thanks, Mariano, for your questions. Thanks, Rodrigo. And so please join us tomorrow at noon and at 9, you know, at noon Central, U.S. Central, and at 7 p.m. U.S. Central. Please adjust for your time zone. And thanks, Monique, for coming back. You know, I knew you had some business in the middle of our webinar. So thanks a lot. So I don't see any more questions. So Otavio, I'm just gonna say goodbye.
Thank you guys for your time. I'm really glad to be here, and see you soon. Please follow us on Twitter, BR JavaMan, Otavio Java, and fuck the NoSQL project.
Yeah, just get involved on. We're gonna talk more about participating on open source projects on Saturday, right? So if you want to participate, if you're interested in joining NoSQL or other open source project, it could be interesting. Now, the one last thing is when you register here, I asked some questions, and lots of you guys answered those questions. So thanks a lot. And so you put your doubts and your questions about career and about the future of technology and things like that. So today I'm going to start recording some extra material that I'm going to send to you over email. I'm going to start recording videos and emails answering all the questions that you made me, right? So if you're wondering why did I fill out that form, don't worry. And today we're going to start answering. We had an event yesterday, so we couldn't start answering the questions yet. But today I'm going to start answering those questions so you can have all those answers to everything that you asked on the forums. Okay? All right. So thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks, Otavio, for your time. And it's been very, very good that you participate. Thanks for your involvement with Java and with NoSQL, your work on open source has been helping all of us. So thanks, everyone.
Bye.